Testing, 1, 2, test, 1, 2, testing. Is it loud or what? Up? I'm not sure how. Let me see here. I don't know if that would be my send or return.
You put me on 2, didn't you?
Oh, see, wait a second. Yeah, I'm trying to think how that works, so I don't know if that's actually going through 2, though. Because what I'm sending out to mine is going to be different with how you're getting it from me.
So this should be, I see what you're saying.
So I'm not sure. I don't remember having that on yesterday, but I.
No, I heard you. It was just low.
Okay. I can turn, this is the microphone up, but I don't know if that, maybe it would be send and return, right?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
So your levels are all the same.
Yeah. Testing, 1, 2, test, 1, 2, 3. Is that better? Also getting the double digits right behind him, Aaron Mora, 20 points, 8 rebounds, and had 4 dunks in the contest and had 8 points in the fourth quarter as well. So a big show for Aaron Mora in that one. Also in double digits, Tyler Box coming off the bench for 17 points. He had 4 rebounds too and was kind of the guy ahead of the transition game, getting some easy buckets on the layups for the Hobbs offense after playing some stellar defense. Well, talk about stellar defense in terms of turnovers, 21 for Rio Rancho. So they definitely had some problems holding on to the basketball. They did finish with 3 in double figures. Caton Bynum with 16 and Johnson with 12. So a couple guys getting in the books there, but Hobbs still managed to get more turnovers against them. But Hobbs did manage to give up 18 themselves, so weren't completely spotless on the offense, but they did take care of business on the defensive side to make up for that compensation there. Hobbs hitting 6 3-pointers in the game. We mentioned the 4 converted by Jalen Gore, and a couple other ones sprinkled in there. Jesus Ramos and Ramos had one of them, and then also Tyler Box. Big problem for the Eagles in the first half, at least, 15 fouls. So they had a bunch of guys in foul trouble. Aaron Mora got 2 screen fouls on offense and then also a tech. So he had to sit down early with 3, but had no more the rest of the second half. So he definitely learned his lesson there and kept himself clean in terms of fouls. A couple other guys were hurting too. Jesus Ramos had 3 fouls in the first half and had to see some bench time. The only guy that fouled out, though, was Michael Mackey. He finished with 8 points, though, for the Hobbs Eagle cause. Hobbs shooting just 6 of 9 from the charity stripe for 66%. Not the worst numbers in the world, but their opponent, Rio Rancho, had 27 free throw opportunities. They converted on 18 in the game, but that was about a 66% clip there, but still not enough to get back on the win for the Hobbs Eagles. 78-61 the final one. That one a 17-point victory. Very close in rebounds through much of this ball game. 31-26, though, Hobbs getting the edge in that. Again, leading with 8, Aaron Mora. Trey Morgan had 6 in the contest as well. So Hobbs now with a 4-1 record to make themselves a known potion here in the Artesia championship game at the tourney. Their opponents tonight, Los Lunas. Of course, they've had a couple of games under their belt. They came into the tournament with starting off the season with an 0-2 record, playing some teams up in North area and Amarillo as well. But since then, they've got themselves some victories. First one was against Deming, 52-37 in that one. Both teams had 28 rebounds. Los Lunas had more steals, though, which really got them the edge, 13-3. They shot 36%, or make it 40% from the field, only 15% from three-point, and that's a lot different than what we saw with Rio Rancho. They love to shoot the trays and convert quite a few of them. In terms of the other games that they've played, taking a look at the last night's game, which is, let me go back to, that last night's game. I'm trying to figure out where my notes are here. They got the victory to go on into this game by defeating the home team, Artesia. And, of course, Artesia was in the state championship last year. That's a pretty nice little win there for Los Lunas. 47-35, the final in that ball game. Halftime, Artesia was actually up 20-18, but Los Lunas outscored them 29-15 in the second half for the 12-point win. A very close game at the end of the third, too, 31-28. Our top scorer in the contest was Jalen Holland. He had 22 points And boy, three three-pointers in the fourth quarter alone, and finished up with 4 trays for the ball game. Ezra Guest ended up with 16 points, and they winning cause as well. The team combined for 5 three-pointers in the ball game, as Guest was the guy that got the other one. After that, the scoring really dropped off. Eric Aragon with 4 points, but still the victory in their part. Artesia did have some guys hit some threes. In fact, they had 4 three-pointers in the game for the Bulldogs. Darius Bishop with 13 against Los Lunas. So the Hobbs Eagles really have been doing a job with the defense, the pressure, the full court trap situation, causing a lot of turnovers. We mentioned, the couple games back, Alan Magordo, 30-plus turnovers against Hobbs, and that definitely hurt their cause. Rio Rancho actually kept pretty close to start the game last night, but once that defense started going and cranking it at full power there, that's when the game started to turn over for the Eagles. Hobbs going to be wearing their black uniforms with the white letters and gold trim. And the Los Lunas Tigers will be wearing the white, blue, and red trim in this ball game. And we're getting ready for the action here at the Bulldog Pit. The Eagles are the first on the court as they're getting ready to get this game underway. You're listening live to us on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Also like to thank our video host tonight and throughout the rest of the games that we had at KSVPTV.com, and General Manager Gene Dow been very helpful with his staff to get us this video coverage. And if you ever watch those games for Artesia, it's excellent coverage in terms of production and zoom-ins and replays, all types of stuff going on there. Pretty exciting to watch. And you ever get a chance to see some of those games, either Hobbs, etc., definitely get a potential to do that. So we're getting ready for the start of the contest. The Eagles are out on the court. Aaron Mora is going to be jumping up against a much smaller Los Lunas center. That's Hadley Beatty. Also starting Jalen Holland, Eric Aragon, Ezra Guest, and Domingo Griego. Eagles get the tip into the front court. Mackey going to go to the rack left side. Double clutch pass over to the right corner for 3. A fadeaway off the back of the rim for Jesus Ramos. Chased down to the right baseline for Los Lunas. And that'll be in the hands of Domingo Griego. He'll get the pass on the near side, gives it across court left. Over to Guest, tries to go backdoor, and Mackey picks it off in the midair in the paint at the other end. First turnover for the Tigers. Pass into the front court to Ramos on the right wing. Cross court left to Mackey, fires it, but 3, and swishes it home. First tray of the ball game. Eagles in the books early, 3-0. 7:27 left here in the opening quarter of the championship of the Artesia tournament. Couple of passes across the timeline. Eric Aragon over to left wing now to Guest. He'll slow it down, return to the timeline to Jalen Holland. Mackey, Ramos, Gore, Morgan, and Morris starting for the Eagles. To Holland at the free throw line, drives a lane, bounces into his defender, knocks Ramos to the floor, tries to throw up a shot, and he's mad. He gets a charge call. Holland getting close to a tech on that one, throwing some hand signs to the referee on the baseline. Be the first personal against him and against the Tigers as a team. 3-0 early lead after a tray from Michael Mackey. Coming across the timeline for Hobbs, Ramos passing up top to Matt Morgan. DeMore on the left elbow, pivoting. Over to the right side elbow as Ramos fires up a 10-footer off the back of the rim, no good. Underneath the hoop, wide open for the rebound, Ezra Guest for the Tigers. Stop and go dribble now in the front court. To the right elbow, throws up a half hook and swishes it right through over 2 defenders. Ezra Guest with his first bucket. 3-2. Long pass the other end. Mora there for an easy tip-in on the right side glass. Nobody guarding him whatsoever. And a quick timeout for the Los Lunas Tigers and Coach Julian, because he does not want to see the transition game working for the black and gold. We'll take our first break. 6:41 left, first quarter. Hobbs 5, Los Lunas 2. Come back with us in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network and KSVPTV.com. Bringing it back a little early here. They took a 30-second timeout. Los Lunas is the one that got the charge on that one. Is in the backcourt now on the inbound to Beatty. Cross-court right, still in the backcourt to Guest. He gets a pass deflected by Morgan. Turnover number 2, taken by Ramos. Backdoor to Mackey, and there we go. The Eagles off to the races. He lays it off the right side for 2. Michael Mackey with 5. 7-2 Eagles get their biggest lead at 5 here in the first quarter. Getting a trap pressure across the timeline. Beatty on the near side. Bad pass across the far side and stolen away by Mora. Tomahawk jab. He had 4 dunks last night. This one over the right side of the rim as Mora now with 4 points. 3 Los Lunas turnovers. That's starting to make him unravel. Coming across the timeline for them is Guest. He'll take on Jalen Gore, slowing it up now with 6:03 remaining in the first. 9-2 Eagles. Dish off right wing to Holland, dribbling through his legs. Crossover against Mackey. Spots up a three off the front of the iron, though. Mackey rebounds top of the arc, his first board. Sends it across to Gore on the right wing, front court in front of the Los Lonis bench, far sideline. Crossover move, bounce pass to Ramos right elbow. Gets it stripped, though, from behind. Nice D by Holland. First turnover for the Eagles. And then Ramos gets a little bit tenacious, trying to get the ball back and rips a hand from behind of Holland. So that will be for Ramos his first personal, first team foul. And Ramos kind of gets a little bit heated sometimes with the officials. Better be careful about that. Los Lunas basketball far sideline in front of the scores table. Los Lunas going left to right on the radio dial as the inbound to the backcourt comes in to Holland. They'll take it across the timeline as Ethan Van Lanningham just checked in. He'll play the D on him. 5:35 left first quarter. Eagles by 7, 9-2. That's their biggest lead of the ball game. Dribbling the top of the arc, crossover against Van Lanningham, spin, shot from the free throw line, air ball as Morgan tried to help out on it. Moore rebounds underneath on the air ball, sends ahead to Ramos, 1-2 and up, and stripped from behind. As he got through two defenders, split the difference between them, and leaned towards the hoop, comes off the iron, but they'll get the foul call. That's against Holland already, his second team foul as well. And Holland is one of their top scorers on the season, so they could ill afford to lose him. Again, he had 22 against Artesia last night in the victory. Ramos will be on the line to shoot two. First shot is up, and it is in and out, no good, but he will get one more. He came into the game shooting 90% from the charity stripe, so unfortunately missing the first one there. Substitution for Los Lunas on the court now. And that is Hadley Beatty seeing his second action. He is a starter, of course. One more here for Ramos. Shot is up, and it's a swish. 1-2 from the charity stripe. Another sub now. Tyler Box going to come in for Ramos. Of course, Box with a beautiful game and coming off the bench last night with the game that he had with the Rio Rancho Rams. Box finishing with 17 points, 4 rebounds, and a tray. 10-2. Biggest lead is now 8 for the Eagles. Couple of passes get across for Los Lunas. Beatty now dribbles the left wing. Unloads to Griego. Drives the left elbow. Backs out. Stop and go against Mora. Uses up his dribble on the right elbow and returns to the near sideline to Guest. Crossover move against Jalen Gore to the left elbow. Uses up the dribble. Pumps it up top. Coming down the lane on the drive is Beatty. Reverse layup right and puts it off the glass. Rolls into the rim and good. Beatty's first bucket. 10-4, but the Eagles not going to waste time. Jalen Gore in the front court, stop and go, shake and bake, spins to the free throw line, spot shot, high in the air, rainbow jumper, and bounces around the rim and good. His first bucket of the game. Eagles now with 4 scorers, and it's now 12-4, 4:35 left first quarter. Trap pressure defense, a 2-1-2 for the Eagles extended. Pass off to the near side to Beatty. He'll bring it across in the dribble against Box. Unloads to the right corner. Pass over to Aragon up top again to reset the offense to Griego. Drives right elbow, underhands it to the right wing to Beatty. To the free throw line off the dribble. Got away with the slide on the travel on that one, but then passes off left corner. Air ball for 3 for Aragon. Rebound for the Eagles by Ronnie Ross, but an errant pass to the Los Lunas bench on the far sideline in the front court right. Goes out of bounds for the second Eagle turnover. Still the 8-point lead here in the first quarter. 4:10 remaining, 12-4 the score. Slowing it way down now on the offense. Guest in the front court. Gets a screen from Aragon, top of the circle. Van Lanningham slides through it defensively on the right wing now. Backing out is Guest. Waiting for a screen to come. That's Aragon. Uses it, top of the arc, but picked up by Ross. He stops his dribble, slides that pivot foot, and there's the official to get him on it. Travel against Los Lunas, their 4th turnover. And a timeout on the court. As we will take, or is it? Official stopping action here, and it looked like the Eagles going to the bench to talk to Coach Reeves, but nobody's really signaled a timeout at this point. I guess the team just wanted to talk to Coach Reeves, and I think the Los Lunas squad thought that might have been a timeout, but it wasn't. Box will inbound in front of the Eagles bench over to Mackey in the backcourt. He'll come up uncontested on defense until he gets to the top of the arc. Stop and go, left, now zigzag back to the right, unloads to Box right wing. Returns back deep to Mackey at the timeline. 3:38 left, first quarter, 12-4. Drives left elbow, fadeaway jumper, nothing but net. Mackey on fire. He's got 7 points to lead the Eagles. 14-4. The biggest lead is now 10. Here with 3:27 left, opening quarter of the Artesia Tournament Championship. Guest in the front court, dribbling behind his back, and boy, almost got by Williams, and he got back on his feet. Shot from the free throw line off the back of the rim, no good. Ripped down rebound by Darius Royal, who just checked in. Sends it across the timeline to Box on the right wing. NBA 3 off the back of the rim, no good. And we got a hold underneath. The rebounding foul is ripping it down as Williams on that left baseline to get his rebound. First of the game. And looks like they'll call that against one of the Los Lunas players, and that is Ezra Guest, his first, third team foul. 3-1 foul count in favor of the Eagles at this point. On the left baseline to return back deep to Mackey at the timeline to set up the O. 3:05 left opening quarter, 10-point Eagle lead. Strong dribble to the light elbow, goes down the lane with a high-arching layup on the run and scores it. Mackey now with 9 points here in the first quarter alone. 16-4, the biggest lead is now 12. Eagles up on Los Lunas. Pass into the front court, left corner to Aragon. Spins to the left elbow, comes down the lane, turns right, turns a hook up, and rejected by Michael Mackey. Bounce pass up to Box on the left side of the lane, back door to Morgan, goes up strong with the hook and is fouled. Ball comes short of the rim, but he'll get some free throws out of it. That transition game is working effective for the Eagles, and Coach Julian is not a happy camper screaming at his team, even though he does have the mask on. Now he's going to chew out the official at the scorer's table, as Morgan will step up for two. They get the foul call against Beatty, his first, 14th foul. Boy, he's unloading on the official. Morgan's first free throw is up and good. He's 1 for 1. Hobbs 2 for 3 from the charity stripe as a team. Morgan came into the game shooting just 30% from the charity stripe, but is effective with that first one. Hobbs as a team now, 63% coming into this ball game. And as I mentioned, 2 for 3 right now in the game. In and out on the second shot. Underneath the hoop on the pivot now, trying to get away from the pressure is Tafoya. That's his first rebound. Outlet to the near side. Stop and go for Guest. Morgan will pick him up at the time stripe. 2:28 left first quarter. Eagles up 17-4. Driving to the right lane. Hippity hop, a hook off the side of the rim and goes through for Guest, his 4th point. 17-6. Eagles by 11. Williams will bring it to the front court. Gives it off to Mackey. Mackey will keep it outside the perimeter, just dribbling around, kind of get the defense out on him. He's guarded by Griego. Bounce pass to Roy on the right elbow. Jab step, and we got a push-off foul. Morgan came back to get the basketball, but he shoved off on Beatty first at the left elbow and then tried to come back to Royal, and he'll get the foul. So that'll be against Morgan, his first, second team foul. Also be a turnover as he gives it back to Los Lunas. Time on the court as we get some subs on. It looks like returning for the Eagles will be Jalen Gore. Mackey, Morgan, Williams will stay on the court. Inbound to the near sideline is Beatty. Cross court left to Guest. The yo-yo passing game returns to Beatty. Drives across the timeline, going straight against Gore. Underhands it left wing. 3 on the way for Guest. A swish on the tray. First tray of the game for the Tigers. They have 7 now for Guest. 17-9, an 8-point Eagle lead. In the front court is Gore, top of the circle. Back it out with 1:40 left here in the first. Bounce pass to Morgan on the right wing. He's going to look towards the hoop. Bounce it over to Moore on the left elbow with the pivot. Coming back to get his Mackey right high post to Gore in the lane. Tried to fade away and went through 2 defenders with a lean back to shoot against Holland and Aragon. Got it stripped and luckily goes out of bounds. So it will be the Hobbs Eagle basketball. Probably forced that one just a little bit that time as he was looking to shoot quickly. Eagles will have it on the left baseline. As inbounding will be Ramos. He just checked in. Gets it into Gore, right wing, fadeaway 3 off the side of the iron, loose in the left corner, and pulled down for Los Lunas by Griego, his second board. Outlet to the timeline to bring it across his Guest to the right wing. Dribbles behind his back against Ramos, goes baseline, sliding right with him. Ramos flicks at the ball and knocks it out on the near sideline. Good hustle move there for Ramos, right on top of the leather that time. Los Lunas will regain possession, though, in the deep corner of the front court right side. Back on the court with 2 fouls, Jalen Holland. He's their top scorer, but is yet to score in this one. Has been a little bit of foul trouble here in the first quarter. 1:15 remaining, 17-9. Hobbs up over Los Lunas by 8. The inbound comes in from Beatty to Holland, right wing. Taking on Mackey, who's watching his waist. He's got a lot of shifty head work here. He's got to make sure he doesn't get around him. Screen on the near side from Aragon. Drives the lane, does Holland. Kick out left wing to Guest. Up top, open for a 3 is Beatty. High off the back of the rim. Mora rips it down on the right block. His second rebound. Outlet straight ahead to the left corner, and a 3 on the way for Mackey off the side of the iron. Pulled down on the right block by Guest, his second rebound. Bounce pass across the timeline to Holland, dribbling through his legs, right wing. Crossover move, NBA style. Double clutch, goes over the top, misses off the back of the rim. Another rebound for Mora, his third. Outlet to the near sideline. Here comes Jalen Gore in the front court left wing. He's dribbling behind his back, putting on a Globetrotter show. Hands it off behind to the left corner to Ramos. Drives baseline, double clutch off the rim, no good. Ripped down by Ezra Guest underneath for the Tigers, his third board. The 2 number 20s are battling now. As coming across the timeline is Guest versus Ramos. He's on the near side. Ramos will step out on him. Slings it up top to Holland as Morgan gives him a big cushion on defense with 12 seconds remaining in the quarter. Looking like they're looking for the last shot here. Come back to get the handoff. Does Guest at the timeline. Down to 7. Sticking right with him is Ramos. Dribbles to the left elbow. Pivots. Kick out left to Holland. Fires up a 3 with 1 second off the buzzer. No, it's no good. High in the air for the rebound. Mora with his 4th board. At the end of 1 quarter play, your Hobbs Eagles leading over the Los Lunas Tigers, and we can catch a breath here, 17-9. We'll be back in 60 seconds on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and KSBPTV.com. We're back here at the Bulldog Pit in Artesia, the championship game of the Artesia tournament. Hobbs up 17-9 over Los Lunas. Top scorers for Los Lunas right now, Ezra Guest with 7 and 3 rebounds. Hadley Beatty has 2, the only 2 scorers. Eagles led with Michael Mackey, 9 points and a tray. He has a rebound. 4 for Aaron Mora with 4 rebounds. Eagles up 8-6 in the rebounding department right now. And it'll be Los Lunas basketball to start the second quarter. Coming across the timeline after the inbound. Guest sends a high one down to the right corner to Olmstead. Cross court left to Beatty. Guarded by Jalen Gore. Drives to the left block. Kicks it down to the left corner to Holland for a 3-pointer. Hits the rim, no good. Ball tipped up in the air, and Moore comes down with his 5th rebound. Outlet across the timeline into Ramos on the right wing. Drives baseline, double clutch, hits the back of the backboard. I don't think he knew where he was on the next to the glass backboard that time, but he threw it right at the back of it. Probably wanted to try to come up over the top, just didn't get enough reach on that one. So that will be a turnover for the Eagles. They're 4. They had 4 up to this point, 4 for Los Lunas. 17-9, Eagles by 8, 7:26 left, second quarter. Ball sails across the timeline to Beatty, wide open to the left wing, stop and go dribble, now backs into Morgan and underhands it to the left wing to Guest. On the far sideline in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. Backs out as good body put on him by Gore. Dribble to the right elbow, turns and fires a shot and scores. He's a kind of a big shooter like Jalen Gore is. Nice follow through on that one for Guest. He's got 9. Got to get a bigger hand in the face before he lets go of those. 17-11, 6-point Eagle lead, 7 minutes left here in the second. Mackey's going to post up more on the left block. Pivots, hook shot in the paint. Kareem Abdul puts it through. Mr. Mora for 2. 6 points for Aaron. 19-11, Eagles back up by 8. Their biggest lead was 10 in the first quarter. High inbound to the near side, almost lost away as Mackey got a piece of it. Guest comes down with it. He's wide open now from 3 on the right side, off the rim, no good. Mora ripping down his 6th rebound. He's working on a double-double. Throws it across the timeline to Gore on the right wing corner. He's going to keep the dribble alive. Threads the needle to Mora, turns and fires the J from the right block off the back of the rim. Underneath the hoop for Los Lunas is Aragon for the board. Throws it across the timeline to Holland. Hippity hop step, throws up a low shot on the bottom of the backboard, and he got bailed out by the official on that one. He just kind of flung it up there, and I guess somebody touched him with a fingertip. So they'll call that foul on Mackey, his first, 3rd team foul, and that will send Holland to the line. We mentioned Holland in that game last night against Artesia, did score 22 points, but had no free throws in that ball game. But he did make 4 3-pointers in the second half, 3 of those in the fourth quarter. First shot is up and good for Holland. He's in the scorebook finally. So after scoring 22 last night, he's well below those numbers in this game. That was a nip-and-tuck ball game in that semifinal with Artesia, the team that was second place last year in their division, of course, the championship games. First second shot, a swish there for Holland, gets them both. He's going to come out for a breather with those 2 fouls, and checking in for him, seeing his first action, Isaiah Aragon. So our 2 Aragons on this Los Lunas team. Last year, these Tigers were 10-3 and lost in the first round to Las Cruces, 46-38. They were tied for first with Santa Fe in District 5-5A. in the front court with the ball. Stop and go for Jalen Gore. Top of the arc, a triple screen. Never seen that before. 18-footer on the way off the right rim, no good. Van Lanningham slaps at it, rolls to the half-court line, lost by Mora out of bounds. And really no control of that ball whatsoever. Nobody had a rebound. Van Lanningham just reached up and the ball hit off his hand at the free throw line, rolled to the half court, and diving for it was the big man Mora. Good effort to put his body on the hardwood. But it will be Los Lunas basketball in the front court, near side. 5:59 left, second quarter. Eagles by 6. Inbound to the back court. In the hands of Guest. He'll come across against Van Lanningham on the far side. Screen from Holland, top of the circle. Guest not going to use it. Gives to Holland on the left wing. Going against Van Lanningham. Through his legs. Falls to the floor. Van Lanningham rips it out of his hands. Picked up by Jalen Gore. Turnover number 5. And ahead to a breaking Ronnie Ross with a two-hander on the right side rim. Ross with his first bucket of the game. Eagles now have 7 players in the scoring book. Lead 21-13. 5.5 left, second quarter. In the front court, Holland dribbling through his legs, crossover against Van Lanningham. Heads down to the right block, and they call the hold. Van Lanningham was getting some second help there from Mora on that right block, but the official gets the hold on the drive, and Van Lanningham will pick up his first 14th foul against the Eagles. 4-4 foul count. On the left baseline is Guest. Gets it into the right corner. That's Aragon, and slings it same side to Beatty. Cross court left, almost stolen away by Gore. Holland's going to fire up a 3 left wing. Misses off the front of the iron. Rebound top of the arc, though, for Aragon. Eric kicks it off left wing to Guest. Wide open. Nobody guarding him, and he puts it through for a 3. Second tray of the game for him. 12 for Guest total. It's now 21-16, getting the closest they've gotten in this first quarter since the start of the game. Jalen Gore in the front court. Comes to the far sideline in front of Los Lunas. Mora is going to get a screen. Dribbles to the free throw line. Gives off to Box. Box returns to Gore on the left wing. Screen from Ross. Doesn't use it. Dribbles to the left corner. Does Gore. Gets some tough pressure by Aragon. Posting up more on the paint. Another hook shot in the lane. And there we go again. Jabbar 2 as he puts another hook through the hoop. Mora now with 8 points. 4 in each quarter. 23-16, 4.5 left in the second. 3 at the other end for Guest on the right wing, no good. High rebound for Ronnie Ross, his second. Outlet far sideline. Here comes Gore to the free throw line. Pop a shot, bouncing around the rim and comes off the back, no good. Ooh, a body slamming to the floor, landing flat on his back. Ezra Guest, the crowd is awing and oohing about that one. I guess they got a foul. Looked like he just went down on his own. They called the push on Ronnie Ross, his first 15 foul. Big difference in what we saw yesterday's game. Hobbs had 15 fouls in the first half and a lot of people in foul trouble. At least it's spread out now with 5 different players with 1 apiece. 23-16. Eagles up by 7 with 4:18 remaining second quarter. Coming across the line is Guest now. Taking Van Lanningham to the right block. Morgan tries to help out with the swat. Misses off the back of the rim on the inside shot. And he'll go out on the baseline. Eagle basketball in the backcourt. Los Lunas wants a sub back on the court, and that will be Dominic Griego. Hobbs will be off until Friday night. It'll be in Amarillo to take on Palo Duro. And we'll have that live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Jalen Gore's going to drive hard to the left elbow and puts up the J and puts it right through the threads. Count it. Jalen Gore now with 4 points. 9-point lead, 25-16. 3:50 left, second quarter. Coming across the timeline is Guest. Stop and go against Van Lanningham. Gets bumped. And boy, it looked like chest on chest that time. They're not going to say Van Lanningham had his footing yet, so they'll call the foul on him. It looked like some good aggressive D by the football and basketball star. His second foul, 16th foul against the Eagles. Of course, Van Lanningham with 1 more year of eligibility to play varsity ball next year. That's a real good sign as he likes to mix it up with the big boys. Clock will stop at 3:48 left here in the second. A 9-point Eagle lead. They'll check it back to the backcourt by as lonesome as Ezra Guest. He'll bring it across against Van Lanningham, giving him a big cushion now in the front court. Top of the circle, a screen from Griego. Fires up a 3 off the back of the rim. Rip it down by Mora. That's his 7th rebound already here in the second total. Coming across to Gore on the left wing. He'll spot up he's going to shoot, and then he just kind of clutched it and lost the ball in the paint as it's taken away by Guest, turnover number 5. Throws a high one across the timeline to Griego. Kicks it down left corner to Holland. He wants the 3 himself. Falls to the floor. Hits the back of the rim. No good. Van Lanningham pulls it down in the lane. And now a technical foul called on Holland, who screamed at the official because he didn't get the foul call on that deep 3-pointer in the corner. Van Lanningham just picked up his first rebound. So now that's really going to be hurting Los Lunas because Holland has 3 fouls against him, including that tech and the 15th foul. So 2 shots going to be given to the Eagles, as that will be Jalen Gore. Gore yet to shoot in this ball game. For the season, he is 72%. Last night he was perfect on the charity stripe at 3 for 3. I'd open my big mouth as he clinks it off the front of the rim. No good on the first one. He'll get one more. Second shot is a swish. 5 points for Jalen Gore. Eagles are now 3 of 6 from the line for 50% and lead now by 10, matching their biggest lead of the game, 26-16 with 3:17 remaining here in the second. Championship of the Artesia Tournament live here on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and KSBPTV.com. Thanks to Gene Dow and the Artesia crew for helping us out with all the video this week at the tournament. Mackey into the front court to Moore in the left corner. Returns the box left wing. Jab step. Drives the free throw line. Throws up a fadeaway J. Bounces around the rim. No good. Sky-high rebound pulled down there by Aragon and throwing that elbow to get the Eagles out of the way. His third board. Across the timeline to Beatty. He's guarded by Jalen Gore. Drives to the right wing, dribbles through his legs. Gore got a piece of it momentarily, but retracted on the near side. Picked up by Beatty. Hands off behind him to Guest. Guest guarded by Box at the time stripe with 2:45 remaining. Now they're going to be patient on the offense, going to spread it out. Guest wants to take on Box one-on-one. Stop and go. Shot with a semi-hook off the front of the rim. Right side of the paint, no good. Mora ripping down his 8th rebound. Outlet to the near side. Gore to come across for the Eagles. No-look pass, backdoor. There's Morgan. Peekaboo. And the layup on the right glass, uncontested. Timeout, Los Lunas. Nice pass to Katre Morgan. He's got 3. 2:28 left, second quarter. Hobbs up by 12, their biggest lead. 28-16 over Los Lunas. We'll come back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back at the Bulldog Pit in Artesia, the second best pit in the state of New Mexico. College number 1, of course, UNM, and this one here, the best in the high school ranks. Eagles up 28-16 in the second of the championship Artesia tournament game. High inbound had to be saved on the near sideline backcourt by Griego. Picked off by Box, though. He'll shoot from the left block. It hits off the rim, no good. Beatty gets the rebound. That was Los Lunas' 6th turnover. That's coming across the timeline, Beatty, and we got a reach foul from behind. Jalen Gore is going to get the foul. And that'll be Jalen's first 17th foul, though, as the Eagles will send Los Lunas to the line to shoot the 1-on-1 bonus. Tigers are 2 for 2 from the charity stripe, but the man who shot the free throws is on the bench with 3 fouls for the Tigers. Beatty's shot high off the back of the rim. Loose, and Mora pulls it down to his 9th rebound. Throws it across the box, left wing, NBA 3 off the back of the rim. Chased down to the far sideline by Aragon. Eric, that's his 4th. Throws it ahead to Guest. Top of the arc, sends it down the right base to Beatty, and he got bodied hard on the drive by Box. Box tried to tell the referee that he was pushed first, but it looked like he bodied him up pretty hard there. So they get the foul call on Box. That's his first 18th foul. I hope they didn't call that a shooting foul. Looked like that was just on the drive that time. Whoa. Gonna call that a 2-shot foul. Boy, that was a drive on the baseline, but free throws regardless. First one's up and good for Beatty. It's going to be a sub now. Ramos checks in for Box. 28-17, 11-point lead. Of course, the biggest lead has been 12. Second shot is up in the swish for Beatty. He's got 4 points, 2 for 3 from the line. On the court now is Tafoya as he checks in for Griego, and Hobbs will have a little bit of pressure here as one man will try to take on 3 in the backcourt. Not going to work. Get a pass to Mackey in the front court to the left wing, top of the circle. 1:50 left in the half. Down low to Moore on the left block. He's going to spin left. Now goes right. Hook shot. Rolls around the rim and good. He's starting to get that hook down here. 6 points here in the second quarter. 10 overall. He's 1 rebound away from a double-double here in the first half. 30-18. Eagles matching their biggest lead at 12 with 1:38 left first half. Ball thrown across the timeline to Beatty near side. Going to take on Mackey, top of the circle. Coming back to get it on the handoff is Guest. Guest sliding from left to right off the dribble. Guarded by Mackey now. Over to left wing to Beatty. He'll hold it as Morgan will step out on D. Stop and go to the free throw line. Cradle. Kickoff right wing. Guest with a 3-shot. In and out, no good. Rebound middle of the paint by Aragon. He's tied up quickly. They're going to call the foul. Ramos and Morgan converged on Isaiah Aragon. There's 2 Aragons on the court right now, and they call the foul on the Eagles. We'll have to see which one they're going to get. Trey Morgan picks up his second 19th foul, 1 away from the bonus. 1-1 here for Aragon, trying to get in the books. He is a sophomore. Hasn't scored in this ball game yet. First free throw is off the back of the rim, no good. And there's Mora, 10th rebound and a double-double tonight. 10 points, 10 rebounds. Down to Gore, tries to spin in the lane, gets it stripped. That'll be a turnover on number 7. Throws it across the timeline, right corner to Guest, take it on Mora, and he's sliding all over the place, moving the feet after he stopped with a dribble and a travel. That'll be 6 turnovers now for Los Lunas. Boy, it looked like Gore got mauled as he tried to drive the lane on the last play, but no call. And the Hobbs Eagle fans starting to make themselves known here at the Bulldog Pit. Here comes Mackey after the inbound, quickly down the lane, right side, throws it out to Van Landingham, right wing for a 3, off the side of the rim, no good. Mackey at the right block, fade away, high off the glass, counted, and the foul. He banks it home for the Eagles and get a chance for a 3-point play. He's in double digits now with 11. Get the foul on Guest, his second, 16th foul against Los Lunas. So Mackey gets his first free throw opportunity in the ball game. He is shooting 73% on the season, one of the leaders of the team from the charity stripe, currently in 4th place in that number. And his free throw's up and good. He's got 12 to lead Hobbs. 12 for Mackey, 10 for Aaron Mora. 33-18, the biggest lead of the ball game is 15. Some pressure going on for Guest. He has a double team with Mackey and Van Landingham. Goes it left, gets it back from Beatty, and now he's got it in the front court right wing. On the near sideline with 37 seconds left in the half, Eagles by 15. Mackey will step out deep on him near the timeline, near right corner. He'll back it out again, pass off to the left side to Beatty. Beatty near this half-court line again with 25 seconds, looking like they want that last shot. He's just going to keep backing it out. Now stop and go with 18. Flicks it to the top of the arc to Guest, to the left wing, off the dribble, through his legs. Van Landingham sliding with him, now in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench on the far left sideline. 10 seconds left. Guest wants him to come out. Signals Van Landingham. Now gets a screen applied by Lamb. Drives the lane. Double clutch. Throws up a shot. Air ball. And a rebound for Ramos. Half-court shot. The buzzer goes over the backboard at the other end. But the Eagles with a double-digit lead. Their biggest in the ball game. 15. 33-18 over Los Lunas. It's the championship game here at the Bulldog Pit, the Artesia tournament. We'll come back in 3 minutes here on Hobbs Eagles Network of HobbsAmerica.com. Also on YouTube, and our special guest helping us out video tonight, KSBPTV.com, Artesia. We welcome you back to the Bulldog Pit here in Artesia, the championship game of the tournament. The Hobbs Eagles up by double digits, 33-18, their biggest lead of the ball game at 15. And we're about 6 minutes away from the second half action. Let's look at the numbers here in the first half. Only one player in double digits for Artesia at the half, Ezra Guest. He's the point guard. He has 12 points and a couple of trays, the only 2 trays of the game. Again, 12 points for him. Big drop-off after that. That's Hadley Beatty with 4. He went 2 for 3 from the charity stripe. Also scoring 2, Jalen Holland, both with free throws. He's 2 for 2 from the line. Now, he's normally their top scorer, had 22 last night in the win over Artesia in the semifinals, but he has been saddled with 3 fouls, one of those a technical after he got mad about not getting a foul call in the three-point zone there in the left corner. But he yelled at the referee, and that was his third. So he's going to have to wait and see what Coach Jalen's going to do with Holland in that third quarter, whether he'll put him in early. So only 3 scores in the book so far, and 12 out of the 18 points in the hands of Ezra Guest. The Tigers are 4 of 6 from the charity stripe for 66%, and they have 12 rebounds. The leader is Eric Aragon with 4. Ezra Guest has 3. And 6 turnovers in the first half for Los Lunas. And for your Hobbs Eagles, they've got 2 in double figures. Michael Mackey leads with 12 points. He had 9 in the first quarter alone, including a tray, also a rebound. Aaron Mora already with a double-double. That has been verified by Jason Farmer, the Hobbs' new son, so I know it's got to be right. 10 points and 10 rebounds, and 6 points in that second quarter. So Mora definitely having a big game to get this one going. Other scores for the Eagles, Jalen Gore, 5 points, 1 of 2 from the line. 3 points for Trey Morgan. He's 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Ronnie Ross hit a bucket for 2. Jesus Ramos went 1 of 2 from the line for 1 point. Hobbs has 6 scores so far. They are 4 of 7 from the charity stripe for 57%. And they're out rebounding Artesia there. Los Lunas 17-12 by 5. Again, Mora, the top rebounder, with 10, and nobody really close to him. The next highest is Ronnie Ross with 2. Eagles with 7 turnovers, and again, that's 1 more than Los Lunas with 6. Eagles outscored the Tigers 17-9 in the first quarter and 16-9 in the second. Your score once again at the half, 33-18. Hobbs over Los Lunas, the championship of the Artesia tournament, live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and KSBPTV.com in Artesia. We'll be back in 3 minutes to get the second half started. Stay with us. Ready for the second half here in Artesia at the Bulldog Pit, the championship of the Artesia tournament. 33-18, Eagles will have the ball to start the second half, adding insult to injury for the Los Lunas Tigers down by 15. Mackey will bring it across to the left wing. Touch pass to Moore in the left corner. Returns to Jalen Gore back near the Hobbs Eagles sideline, far left. Dribbles through his legs, crossover move, spots up an NBA three off the back of the rim. Tipped up by Ramos, can't get it to drop. Pulled down by Morgan, and then give it off to Mackey on the right block. He goes up big and scores. So Morgan kept it alive for the Eagles, and Mackey puts down the jumper. 14 points for him. Chance for a three-point play on the foul on Los Lunas. First team foul against the Tigers. Mackey 1 for 1 from the line. Eagles were 4 for 7 at halftime for 57%. Shot is in and out for him, no good. And a rebound on the far sideline by Guest. That's his fourth. That foul, by the way, was called against Griego. Thrown across the timeline. Griego does get it on the left wing, uses up his dribble, flicks it back to the near sideline to Beatty. To the half court, stop and go. Spinning against Ramos, top of the circle. Underhands up top to Guest. Drives the left elbow, fakes left, and leans in the lane and shoots off the back of the rim. Put back up on the right block. Not getting it to drop is Aragon. Gets his rebound again, his sixth, and kicks out left wing to Beatty. Drives the lane with a little scoop over the front of the rim and scores off the glass. Beatty now with 6. 35-20. Eagles up by 15. Biggest lead was 17 just seconds ago. In the front court comes Jalen Gore. Over to Mackey. Dumping it down to Moore, left baseline. He gets double-teamed and gets rammed into by Griego, and he's slapping his hands together. He didn't like that one. He got a little bit late to try to knock the ball out and picks up his second team foul against the Tigers. Hobbs basketball on the right baseline. It'll be Ramos to inbound. Gives it back up top to Gore. Fakes the three. Drives left elbow. He's going to spot a jumper off the back of the rim. Ramos rips it down in the middle of the paint for his third. Reverse layup on the right side and scores. Boy, talk about tenacious that time. 3 points now for Ramos. 37-20, matching the biggest lead at 17. In the backcourt is Guest. Slings it over. No, he's going to keep it. And he pivots. Throws it across the timeline. Before he can get rid of the ball, though, they call the 10-second violation. And that will be a Tiger turnover number 7. Both teams with 7 turnovers. And now it's going to be a Coach Julian substitution for Los Lunas, is checking in one of their big kids, Cy Lamb. He's going to take on Mora, who's in the paint now. Mackey will bring it across after the inbound, top of the circle, front court. Coming back to get his Morgan on the right wing. Wait for Mora, bounce pass to the left elbow, pivots towards the hoop. Sends it over to Ramos, fade away from the right elbow, bounce around the rim and no good. Lamb tried to get a hand on it underneath, but lost it out of bounds. So Hobbs will get it back on the right base. It'll be Ramos to inbound again. Finds Gore in the left corner. Fadeaway three, gets hit in the face. No call underneath the hoop for the rebound off the iron is Lamb. Outlet to the near side to Guest. Touch pass across to Beatty. Drives the lane. Scoop shot on the left glass and scores. Beatty now with 8. 37-22, a 15-point lead. Here come the Eagles, up 37. Bounce pass to Mora at the left block. Spins right. He's going to turn around with the hook shot and puts it through again. Mora and the hook. It's hard to stop. 12 points for Mora. He does have a double-double with 10 rebounds. 39-22, back to a 17-point lead. Coming across the timeline after a bounce pass is Aragon. Sends it to Guest on the left wing. Taking on Katre Morgan. Top of the circle. Bounce pass up top to Lamb. He pivots towards the hoop and just holds it outside the three-point arc. Morris playing some tough D on him. 5-second count is on, and there it is. The call by the official. No, they get a timeout. Coach Julian beats the 5-second count by about half a second. Timeout Los Lunas. 5:25 left here in the third quarter. It's 39-22 as the Eagles up by 17. We'll come back in 30 seconds live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and KSBPTV.com in Artesia. We're back live here in Artesia at the Bulldog Pit. Ty Friend here with you as the Eagles lead over Los Lunas 39-22, up by 17. Hobbs with a couple of guys in double figures. 14 for Mackey, 12 for Aaron Mora with the double-double. 12 points for Ezra Guest for Los Lunas, and 8 for Beatty. Guest in the front court, guarded hard by Mackey. Slings it up top to Aragon, backed outside the perimeter. Coming back to get it top of the arc is Griego. Over to Guest on the left wing, again guarded by Mackey. One-hand pass up top to Aragon. He's just going to hold it for a second and returns to Guest on the left wing. Cross-court right to Aragon. Eric Aragon takes a lefty dribble, top of the circle, and clicks it over to Beatty on the left wing. Ramos watching his waist. Crossover move down the paint. They're going to call a grab there by Ramos. That'll be his second. Just the first team foul on the Eagles in the second half, but they're up by 17. Los Lunas will have the ball on the near sideline in the front court. 4:54 left, third quarter. Hobbs up 39-22. Inbound to the near side to Aragon. He'll hand it off to Guest, well outside the perimeter. Mackey slide with him, good defense. Top of the circle. Bounce pass to the right wing to Aragon. Coming out on him is Mora. Big size difference here. Mora's got about 3 or 4 inches on him. He'll back it out to the timeline, coming left with it. Outside the circle, hand off to Guest, going from left to right, now top of the arc. Mora's going to pick him up on the exchange. Guest wants to take him on, drives the left elbow, high rainbow jumper off the left rim, rolling towards the baseline. He'll go out of bounds, and Mora kept right with him that time. Didn't give up one piece of ground. Eagle basketball with a 17-point lead and 4:24 left, third quarter. Inbound coming in to Jalen against a double team, a 2-2-1 full court trap. To Mackey near side, over to Eric or Mora across the timeline. Goes back door to Ramos, misses the lefty layup and pulled down underneath by Guest for his 5th rebound for the Tigers. Stop and go against Ramos, the other number 20. Unloads to the right wing to Griego. Pivots, getting pressure now from Gore, used up his dribble, almost a 5-second count. Ball's deflected as he tries to pass back deep, but it's chased down by Guest. He'll take on Ramos. To the right side of the lane, high arching layup, and they'll call the travel, shuffle the feet. Coach Julian thought he got bumped, and not the call that he's going to want to have on that one. That's the 8th Los Lunas turnover. Inbound to the far side. That's to Jalen Gore. Gives it to Mackey and gets it back. Then back to Mackey on the near side. Yo-yo pass. Drives the lane. Alley-oop back door to Mora. Double clutch over the right rim and scores. Thought he might go out for the dunk that time, but he had a defender coming at him. 14 points for Aaron Mora. Again, 10 rebounds for that double-double. Guest across the timeline. Hobbs up 41-22. Their biggest lead is 19. Pass up top to Beatty. He'll back it out against Mackey in front of the Los Lunas bench now. Dribbles to the free throw line. Cradle, scoop shot rejected by Moore. Gets the rebound as well. That's his 11th. But stripped, taken by Guest. Shot from the right block. And we got a foul, block foul. So that's the Eagles' 9th turnover, or correction, 8th turnover. I see you're going to get that foul call. I know Ramos was crashing somewhere in the area. They're going to give that instead to Mackey, his second team foul. And we'll put on the line Guest. Guest yet to shoot a free throw in this game. Los Lunas is 4 for 6 on the line. Haven't shot one yet in the second half. 66% from the charity stripe. Guest leads the team with 12 points, but is yet to score in this third quarter. First shot's up, rolling around and good. He's got 13. Box, Ross, and Van Landingham will come on court. Mackey, Morgan, and Ramos will exit. And one more free throw for Ezra Guest. This Los Lunas team has 6 seniors, 4 softs, 2 juniors, and 1 freshman. Of course, the Eagles have quite a few seniors, 8 total. Free throw 2 for Guest is good. 14 points for him to lead the Tigers. 41-24 the score. 17-point Eagle lead. In the front court, Jalen Gore with 3:10 left third. Backs it out into the timeline. Guarded by Aragon to the top of the arc. Spots up a 3 NBA distance. In and out. Rebound on the right baseline for Tigers by Beatty. Flicks it over to the middle of the free throw line, and now in the backcourt, driving hard across his Guest to the far side front court in front of the Los Lunas bench. He calls off Aragon's screen. He wants to take on Van Landingham himself. Drives to the free throw line, stop and go. Kicks it to the right corner to Aragon. Hands it off behind to Guest, right wing. He's going to spot up a 3 and nails it the bottom of the backboard, no good. Tipped out, though, by Griego. Back to Guest on the right wing for the rebound. Up top to Holland, who just checked in with the 3 fouls. Stop and go. Unloads to Beatty on the left wing. Drives free throw line. Gets bumped by Box. Sidewinder hook off the glass. No good. Rebound for Aaron Mora. That's his 12. Throws it across to Box in the front court. Shot from the right block. Fade away and swishes it. Tyler Box, his first bucket of the ball game, but hasn't played as much as he did last night with his double digits. 43-24, back to a 19-point lead. In the front court is Guest now, taking on Ross. He'll slow it down. Guest tends to like to try to drive against every defender he goes up against. Trying to go one-on-one against him and clear out the perimeters. Up top to Holland on the pass. He goes with his left hand. Shot and fade from the left post. No good off the back of the rim. Another rebound for Morrow. That's 13 for him. Nobody's even trying to block him out. Throw it ahead to the right corner to Ross, front court. High shot, 18-foot off the side of the iron. We got a rebounding foul. Morrow's going to go get it anyway and slam it even after the whistle. Trying to put on a show for these fans in attendance here at the Bulldog Pit. See, we got the foul and the rebound on here. Still wait for the signal. They have a 3-2 foul count. That's against the Tigers, so that'll be against Los Lunas. We'll see who that's against. They're going to charge Eric Aragon, his first third-team foul. Inbound to Morgan on the right elbow. Hands it back to Mackey on the right wing. He calls off the screen for Van Landingham, top of the circle, sliding right to left now, and he'll back it out as Coach Reeves tells him to recharge the offense. Finds Ross on the right wing, up top to Morgan, and Morgan slides his pivot foot before taking off on the dribble down the lane, and the travel for the turnover. That's 9 turnovers for the Eagles, 8 for Los Lunas, but a 19-point Hobbs lead. A bunch of subs going to check in now. On the court for Los Lunas will be number 10, Jacob Garcia, a sophomore, seeing his first action. Holland will bring it across the timeline. Take it on Van Landingham, a screen up top from Aragon. Drives the left high post, throws up a shot off the front of the rim. Rebound for Ross at the free throw line. That's his third. Sends it ahead to Box on the right baseline. Scoop pass underneath the hoop. Morgan with the hook shot, no good. Tries to get his grip on the rebound, but it comes off his fingertips underneath the hoop, out of bounds on the baseline. Good effort there for Morgan. Some great passing in the paint for the Eagles. About to play some full court pressure now. Up by 19 with 1:06 left here in the third. Sub for the Tigers, checking in Isaiah Aragon, coming in for, actually Isaiah Aragon leaves, and Noah Williams gets his first action checking in. Inbound to Guest on the far side. Stop and go against Mackey. Mackey got a piece of him, no call. Long pass back deep to Williams, still in the backcourt, then gets it back to Guest. Guest will bring it across the timeline, going against Van Landingham in the front court with 50 seconds remaining here in the third. Dribbling through his legs. Coming back to get the pass is Williams on the left wing. Up top to Garcia. A lot of sophomores in the game right now. Dish off to Holland on the left side. He'll spot up an NBA three over the hands of Morgan. High in the air off the back of the rim. Loose underneath the bucket. Diving on the floor. We got a bunch of bodies. And they're going to call the foul. It appears that the Eagles got the ball, but I'm not sure they're going to call a push-off on Ross first. He was the one that ended up with the basketball, but they're going to say that's why the foul call, because he pushed to get the ball. So that will be Ross's second personal, third team foul against the Eagles. And it'll be left baseline inbound for Los Lunas. To check it in will be Williams. Bouncing into Holland, right block. Gives it down the lane, and the fade shot coming down the paint for Williams. He puts it through his first bucket. 43-26, long ball across the timeline on the near side. It's knocked out by Guest. Hobbs will get it back in the front court on the inbound. Box to get in quickly to Mackey at the timeline with 25 left in the third. Top of the circle, Eagles up 43-26. Over to Ross left wing, to the left baseline to Box. Slings it up top to Van Landingham. Jab step, driving the lane against Holland. Lost the ball, flinged it in the air, then went and got his own pass to himself, and they called the travel on that one. That'll be turnover number 10 for the Eagles, double digits there. And a double-digit lead as well by 17. The inbound to Guest near side. Quick dribble. Gets across against Mackey on the timeline. To the free throw line. Lost the ball to slap by Morgan. Picked off by Mackey for turnover number 9. Sends it ahead to Box. Tries to tip it back to Morgan, but the ball is loose. Box goes and ties up Noah Williams to make sure he didn't get the rebound that time. And we got a jump ball, so it will be possession arrow for Los Lunas, though. 1.1 second left here in the third, and checking on for the Tigers is Hadley Beatty, one of their starters, who has 8 points. Baseline inbound, deep left corner of the backcourt to Williams, checks it in to Holland. Doesn't even get a chance to shoot from three-quarter court. He just held on to it. Hobbs holding on to a comfortable 17-point lead as we head to the fourth. 43-26 over Los Lunas. We head to the finale quarter of the Artesia Tournament Championship live here at the Bulldog Pit in Artesia. You're listening to HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and in Artesia at KSBPTV.com. We head to the fourth quarter of the Artesia Tournament Championship game. Hobbs up 43-26 over Los Lunas. For the Tigers, 14 for Ezra Guest, 8 for Hadley Beatty, their top scorers. And for Hobbs, Michael Mackey at the top of the roster with 14, and Aaron Moore at the bottom of the roster with 14. He's also got 13 rebounds for a double-double. Hobbs basketball to start the fourth, up by 17. Finds Moore on the left wing, does Ramos up top to Morgan. Jab step, pivoting. Mackey will come get it on the right perimeter. Man-to-man defense, matchup zone actually going on for Los Lunas. Unloads to Ramos on the right wing. Down the right block to Morgan. Tries to pivot over to Moore with the pass to the left baseline. Out to Mackey, 18-footer. Wide open for the J, right through the threads. Mackey was 16. 45-26. The Eagles had a pretty low-scoring third quarter, 10-8 against Los Lunas. But now a 19-point lead to match their biggest of the game. In the front court, Holland shot from the right elbow on the fadeaway out the back of the rim. Moore rips the ball down hard. That's his 14th board. Outlet to the timeline. That's coming across is Jalen Gore. Unloads to Ramos on the left wing for three. Off the side of the iron, no good. Holland on the right block to pull it down for his first rebound. Gets a double team at half court against Morgan and Mackey. Throws it across to Guest, but knocked out of bounds by Ramos in transition there to punch it away from the guard. Goes out of the near sideline. And a substitution for the Tigers back on the court is Noah Williams as he checks in for Isaiah Aragon. A stack on the near sideline for Los Lunas now in the front court. It'll be Beatty throwing in the backcourt to Guest as he takes on Jalen Gore at the time stripe. Hard dribble now on the front side. Pushes off, no call. Gore going to throw up a shot from the right elbow. Blocked and pulled down by Mora. Sends it ahead to Mackey. A shot from the left baseline. It's rejected as well. Blocks at both ends. That one by Beatty. And picked up on the far sideline to bring it across on the dribble is Williams. Slings it down to the left corner. Holland fakes a three. Drives baseline. Goes with a little windmill action off the left glass and scores. Holland with just 4 points after 26 last night. 45-28. Eagles going to dump it down to Moore on the left block. He spins left, right. He's going to do a hook shot in the paint off the back of the rim. Brought down hard, though, by Guest. His sixth rebound and dribbles to the near side on the transition. Going to beat Ramos across. Goes left baseline. High-arching layup. Off the rim, no good. And pulled down underneath the hoop by Mackey for his second rebound. Brings it across the timeline. Unloads to the left wing to Gore. NBA three off the side of the rim. Rebound right block by Eric Aragon. His seventh rebound. To Guest on the far right side. Throws it ahead to a breaking Williams on the right baseline. Fade shot coming down the base. Misses off the back of the rim. And another Mora rebound for 15. Across to Gore. He's going to slow it up now. In front of the Hobbs Eagle bench on the left sideline. In front of the scores table. Just challenging Guest to come out on him. Kind of like Guest does to the Hobbs Eagle defense. Sliding left to right off the dribble is Gore. Going to run the clock with 5:40 remaining. Eagles tasting a championship trophy here in Artesia. Stop and go to the far sideline. Dribbling through his legs. No shot clock, and that's fortunate for the Eagles. And now he's going to come back to the right off the dribble. Unloads to Mackey on the right wing. Bounce pass with one hand to Mora right baseline, and they're going to call a hold underneath. A little bit of a bear hug from behind by Eric Aragon. That's his second 4th-team foul. Eagles will have it on the left baseline. Now a sub coming in for the Tigers, and that is Jacob Garcia, another one of their sophomores. Again, they have 4 on the roster. Eagles with 8 seniors and 3 juniors, predominant playing time artists. High inbound and a two-hand push over the front of the rim. Aaron Moore using his size that time. He has 16. 47-28, back to a 19-point lead. A dribble behind the back, fumbled by Williams. Picked up by Gore to the right side rack. Tries to do a little semi-hook coming off the glass, but is fouled as he went up high with it. Came off the iron, but he'll get 2 free throws. And that for the Tigers will be their 5th team foul. See who they got that foul against. Looked like they signaled Guest on that one. Yep, that is his 3rd. And now Gore on the line, who's 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. First free throw's a swish. He's got 6. Kind of a quiet night for Jalen, but he'll help out the team any way he can, and there's a free throw added to his name. 6 points for him, 2 for 3 from the line. Hobbs up by 48-28. That's their biggest lead of 20 now in the contest. And misses the second. Pulled down on the right block by Guest, his 7th rebound. Cross court left over to number 5, Hadley Beatty, but sails it out of bounds before Beatty had a chance to get set and come back for it. And that'll be turnover number 10 for the Tigers. Both teams with 10 turnovers. So they've been doing a pretty good job of holding on to the basketball so far. Ramos to inbound on the near side, front court, gives it into Mackey. Takes a few dribbles now against Guest. Top of the circle. Slides left with it. Backs it out to the timeline. Lost it as he tried to go through his legs, and Guest gets the steal. And then Mackey comes up over the top trying to get back some redemption and fouls. Put on a straitjacket on him that time. So that for the Eagles will be their 11th turnover. And for Mackey, that's his third personal, 14th foul. And the Tigers will actually do a stack inbounds in the backcourt. Don't see that very often as they check it back deep to Guest. Van Landingham checks in for the Eagles. He'll slide back, play some half-court D. Guest will come across against him on the left perimeter. Drives to the free throw line. Right elbow. Fires up a fadeaway J. No good. Mora with the rebound on the left baseline. They keep leaving him wide open. 16 rebounds for the big kid. Gives it out to the timeline. To come across is Gore. Top of the circle. Bounce pass to Morgan on the right wing. Looking for help. Dumps it to Mora, left elbow. Facing the basket. Had a big size advantage on his defender. To Van Landingham on the right high post. Over to Ramos left high post. Gives it to Gore. He's going to shoot from the right post and scores from the free throw line. Swish it right through for Jalen Gore. He's got 8. 50-28, 22-point lead is the biggest of the game. Driving to the lane. Free throw shot on the way for Holland. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound right block for Lamb. Gets double teamed. Van Landingham doing a great job of keeping those feet flat on the ground, hands straight up, and makes the fumble for Lamb to go out of bounds for the turnover. 11 give-ups there for Los Lunas. And some tough D there by Van Landingham. 4:04 left here in the fourth. Championship on the line. Hobbs Eagles up 50-28 over Los Lunas. Inbound to Ramos on the far side. Backcourt. Gives it up to the half-court line to Jalen Gore. Touch pass across to Ramos coming down the left side of the lane. Tries to go backdoor to Morgan, but overthrows him. But I think it was touched by Los Lunas. It will be Hobbs basketball. Inbounding on the base will be Van Landingham, right side, goes backdoor to Moore. Hook shot off the glass, no good, and the rim as well. Ball gets tipped around a couple of times by the Tigers. I also say Morgan got a piece of it last to go out of bounds on the baseline. Will be Los Lunas basketball. Returning on the court now on the sub, Eric Aragon checks in for C.J. Lamb, or Side Lamb. 50-28, Hobbs by 22. Inbound for the Tigers to Aragon. Kicks it left to Guest in the backcourt. Double team Van Landingham and Morgan at the timeline. Returns it far side to Aragon. One-hand bounce pass to Holland on the right wing. Sings it down to the baseline to Tafoya. Double team with Mora and Morgan. Returns to Holland on the right wing. Cross court left to Aragon. Touch pass left corner to Aragon, the other one. He misses a 18-footer. Rebound by Van Landingham on the run. Ahead to a breaking Gore. Tried to go scoop shot on the left side, but it's rejected from behind and sails out to the baseline. Hobbs will get it back as it was touched by the Tigers. On the court now for Los Lunas. Hunter Dixon seeing his first action. He's got a little bit of size out there. Alley-oop to Mora on the inbound. Goes high over the top of two defenders and puts it through with a patty cake shot. He's got 18. 52-28. 24-point lead, their biggest of the game for the Eagles. Guest will beat Van Landingham across the timeline. Tries to shoot double clutch from the left elbow. Rejected, and Mora rebounds for the Eagles. That's his 17th. Throws it ahead to Jalen Gore. Double clutch windmill layup on the left side. Misses off the rim. Chased down on the near sideline by Holland for Los Lunas on the rebound. And a block foul near half court on Ramos. That's his third and the 15th foul against the Eagles. Clock down to 2:56 remaining here in the fourth, and Hobbs up 52-28. Inbound of the backcourt to Guest. He'll bring it across against Gore. Sliding left to right. Into the front court in front of the Los Lunas sidelines. Kicks it up top to Holland. Dribbles through his legs. Spins. Fell to the floor. Throws up a shot. Traveling all over the place. He got so low with his head down. Battering ram. Ramos has backed off of him for a second. Holland hit the floor hard. Then still tried to shoot as he was flat on the floor. So a travel there for Holland. That'll be the 12th turnover for the Tigers. Clock stops at 2:41 remaining. Ronnie Ross back on for the Eagles, and now seeing his first action tonight, Gilberto Miranda. Box on the court, as well as the senior Darius Royal. Pass to Samaj Williams, who also checked in. He dribbles it across, up top to Ross. Sends it to box on the right wing, but shuffles his feet first and gets the travel called by the official on the near sideline. Turnover number 12 for the Eagles. Still a 24-point lead for Hobbs. And another sub for the Tigers now, Jacob Garcia, sophomore on the court. Inbounding on the near sideline, backcourt is Aragon. Finally coming back to get it is Guest. He's going to go one-on-one against Samaj Williams. On the near side, dribbles through his legs, now in the front court. Continues with the dribble, screen up top by Dixon. Shot from the little bit outside the free throw line off the back of the rim, chased down in the left corner by Darius Royal, his second. One-hand throw to the half court to Williams. Over to Ross on the left base. Goes to the rack hard and lays it off with two hands on the left side for score. Ross with 4 points. 54-28, the biggest lead now, 26 for the Eagles over Los Lunas. In the front court now, Holland off the dribble. 1:55 remaining. He'll back it out against Box. Trying to come to screen his guest. Dribbles through his legs. Williams will pick up Holland instead, and Williams sliding right with him. NBA three on the way, and swish. Boy, did he nail that one from deep out. Holland now with his first tray of the ball game. He's got 7. 54-31. High pass to the half-court line, picked up by Box. Goes backdoor to Royal. Tries a reverse layup, misses, gets his own rebound, goes back up and is fouled. Gets rejected hard, knocked to the floor, but he'll get a chance for free throws. That's his 3rd rebound of the ball game in limited time on the court. Again, he's coming back from a shooting hand injury. He had it in practice and didn't get to play against Gadsden on last Tuesday, but he was back for the tournament. He's going to get 2 free throws. They call the foul on Garcia. That is the 16th foul. First free throw off the back of the rim for Royal. Scoreboard has 4 on Garcia. That was my first in my book. I'm not sure where they got the other 3, but he's hardly been in the game either. So one more for Darius Royal, although he missed the first one off the back of the rim. Royal on the season, coming into this game at least, 33% from the charity stripe. Second shot is up, and it is bouncing off the back of the rim, no good. Underneath the hoop for the rebound is Lamb, his 3rd. Lost the ball. Ross is coming in the paint left side and lays it in with the scoop. Turnover for Los Lunas, their 13th. And Ronnie Ross now with 6 points. 56-31. Eagles up by 25. Pass coming down the lane to Lamb. He fumbles the basketball. They're going to say he was blocked first, though. The body foul on the Eagles. So we're going to call that against, that'll be actually their 16th foul. Actually, the scoreboard says 7, so that will be a bonus situation. They called the foul on Gilberto Miranda, his first, and that'll send Side Lamb on the line. Yet to shoot a free throw in this game. Official calls official timeout here. Oh, they changed the scoreboard. I was wondering where they got 7. Now they dropped it back to 6, so I guess for once my stats were where they needed to be. Or I'm lying to you right now. So it's going to be, wait a second now. They change it back to 6. Now they are going to take it out of bounds. There we go. Los Lunas will have it on the left baseline. It is the 6th Eagle foul. 56-31 Hobbs, 1:12 remaining. On the left baseline is Williams. He has to throw it back deep. Jumping high in the air is Holland on the left wing. Over to left corner to Aragon. Or actually that's Williams. Sends it back deep again to the timeline to Holland. Guarded hard by Darius Royal. Stop and go. Sliding left. Down the left elbow. Ball loose. Royal gets a pick on it. Turnover number 14 for the Tigers. Underhands it ahead, though. Ill-advised pass is stolen away by Holland. The Eagles with their 13th turnover, but then Williams gets it back for the Eagles. Sends it down the right corner. Ross for 3. In and out from the right side. Rebound underneath by Williams, his 2nd. Out to the left side to Miranda. His 3 is off the back of the rim. Put back up by Royal for his 4th rebound off the back of the iron underneath. And a board by Holland on the right baseline for his 3rd board for Los Lunas. Sends it ahead to Garcia in the left corner with 28 seconds. Dribbles around the arc, and then he finds Morales on the right wing. To the right corner to Williams. Drives baseline, a spin shot. High rainbow, hits nothing, and it's taken down by Darius Royal, his 5th rebound. Finds Box in the front court from the right elbow. Jumper on the way, off the front of the rim. It's saved by Los Lunas right to Darius Royal, who lays it in for 2. Actually a save there by the big kid, Cy Lamb, but not where you want to do it, right in the paint to the opposition. 58-31. It's a 27-point lead. A half-court shot at the buzzer is no good. So the Hobbs Eagles winning by 27. That's their biggest lead of the game as they get it in the books. Final again, 58-31 over Los Lunas. The Hobbs Eagles are the 2021 Artesia Tournament champions. We will take a 3-minute break and come back with a Hobbs Eagle post-game show on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and our special help today, KSBPTV.com. Welcome back to the Bulldog Pit here in Artesia. The Hobbs Eagles, the Artesia Tournament champions, as they get the big win over Los Lunas. 58-31, 27-point win. That was the biggest lead of the game, and putting that in the books. Exciting one for Coach Reeves as the team holding up the trophy now as Jalen Gore and Aaron Mora both have one hand on it. They're behind the rest of the team at this point. So big win for the Eagles to go to 5-1 on the season. Let's take a look at the scoring first for Los Lunas, who ends up second at the tournament. Ezra Guest finishing with 14, the only one in double digits. He had 7 rebounds and 2 trays, was also 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Hadley Beatty had 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 for 3 from the line. Jalen Holland had 7 points, 2 for 2 from the line, and 3 rebounds. Noah Williams hit a bucket for 2. That was it for the scoring. Only 4 players getting in the books for Los Lunas. They had 27 rebounds. The leader was Ezra Guest with 7. 15 turnovers in the contest, and they were 6 of 8 from the line for 75%. And for your Hobbs Eagles in the victory tonight, 2 double-digit scores, and Aaron Mora, a double-double for him. 18 points, 17 rebounds. Big-time numbers for him. Didn't even get to the line in this game, but didn't need to. Michael Mackey was 16 points. He started out the first quarter with 9 to lead the Eagles. He had 1 tray in the game and was 1 for 2 on the line with 2 rebounds. Jalen Gore finishing with 8 points. He was 2 for 4 from the charity stripe. Ronnie Ross had 3 buckets for 6 points. Jesus Ramos had 3 points, 1 of 2 from the line. Tyler Box hit a bucket for 2, and Darius Royal coming off the bench for a bucket for 2. Hobbs with a total of 8 players in the scorebook. They out-rebounded their opponent, Los Lunas, 35-27, so plus 8 off the boards there. Eagles had 13 turnovers in this game. That was 2 less than what Los Lunas had with 15. And the free throw situation for Hobbs, they were 5 of 12 from the charity stripe. So not the best free throw shooting in the world, but again, they got a few more free throw opportunities than what they had last night against the other team they played, which was last night's game in the semifinals. I got Coach Reeves coming over here. Maybe we'll grab him for just a second. And Coach, I'm going to take my headset on and just pass it back and forth here. Big win for you guys tonight, 58-31. And I think the key of this team this week has been defense leading to transition scoring.
Right, you know, we had always talked about defense, and this team is a little quicker, a little faster. They move better on their feet, and they said, Coach, we don't want help. We want to stop people one-on-one, and that makes a big difference when you can get down and stop somebody one-on-one on defense.
Coach, you've had a lot of offensive threats in this week of basketball here in Artesia. Lots of guys stepping up, double-digit scoring. Almost every game, at least 3 guys hitting for you. I'm sure you're happy to see it. And we got some bench personnel like Tyler Box really starting to show something.
You know, we have 11 guys here, and all 11 of them can score. They can play, you know, so it's good to have a deep bench so, you know, when people get tired and stuff like that, you know, if Jalen or Aaron or somebody's not having a good night, you feel good about and feel comfortable about putting somebody else in the game because they can get the job done too. Tyler had a good weekend. He had played hard. He had some good shots and stuff like that. Ronnie done came in. You know, so we got people on that bench that could really come out and play.
Every game you played defensively has been double-digit turnovers. You had 30-some against Alamogordo, double digits tonight against some good teams like Los Lunas, and, of course, last night Rio Rancho, too, in double digits.
Right. You know, so if you come out and see or if you're watching, it's a little different type of press, a little different style. And explain one thing. When we holler rotation is the extension of the press from the beginning. So if you get the ball in, we want to bring you down the side and rotate. So it's still the press, but we're just letting you get it in. So a lot of teams try to adjust to that, and teams are getting tired and they're throwing it away. We have a lot of speed. This is probably the fastest team I have had, and it's hard to practice for that speed like what we're doing. So that gets a lot of turnovers and leads up to a lot of what I call easy points.
You and I talked during the black and gold scrimmage. You said one reason you adjusted was because of all the foul calls on the man-to-man type of pressure.
Right. You know, I went back and looked at the books from last year, the 4 games we lost, and each one of those teams shot 30 or more free throws just from us pressing, and referees don't like all that running and stuff. So if we can kind of calm it down a little bit, keep people out of foul trouble, just control the game. On the press, you don't steal the ball all the time. So if we can get our steals here and there on this, it just helps us down the road.
Coach, honestly, did you expect to see a different team in the championship game? I know a lot of people saw Carlsbad. They had a big game against Gaston the other day, and really some tough players there. They didn't even make it to this game.
Well, Carlsbad's going to be tough. Zummer got those guys playing well and stuff like that. Rio Rancho came out. This sounds crazy. I wanted to play a Rio Rancho because we're going to play Carlsbad probably 3 times. I wanted to play somebody different, so when it comes down to maybe seeding and stuff like that, we beat somebody from North. Tonight I thought we was actually really going to be playing Artesia, but Los Lunas came in and handled their business. So once again, that's a North team. So we don't mind playing them, which we will see them again in January. They're coming to Hobbs in January.
Coach, I'm assuming a rest day tomorrow and 4 days of practice. Heck, you're going to Amarillo, a long road trip out, almost 4 hours on bus up there. How do you feel about that, and how are you going to prepare for a team that you don't get to see a lot of Texas teams, but usually when you do, they have a lot more games under their belt at this time of the year?
Right. First of all, our schedule is pretty tough. But I think the Odessa Permian game got us ready for all of these games that we're going to be playing. We're going to tomorrow, Sunday. We'll rest tomorrow. We won't practice Monday morning, but we'll come back in Monday evening, get some shots up, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, get ready for Amarillo.
Coach, how do you feel about taking away the hardware tonight?
Oh man, it's good. My players. This is one thing they said. They said this is 1 out of 4. So they talking about the holiday tournament. They're talking about district, state. That's what they're talking about. I love their attitudes, and I love. I have a lot of seniors on the team. I love how they believe. We just got to go out there and get the job done.
Coach, thanks a lot for being with us, and we'll see you in Amarillo on Friday.
All right, thank you, Ty.
Coach Shelby Reeves with us here in the booth as the Eagles getting the win, as we mentioned, 58-31. Hobbs outscoring Los Lunas 15, or actually was tied up by, or no, I'm sorry, they did have it, 15-5. I was looking at my numbers wrong there. 15-5 was the differential there, 10-point differential in the fourth quarter for the win. I think I got through everybody's numbers right before I caught Coach there before he left, or before he came over here to the scores table. So I think we got everybody covered here. We mentioned in terms of this game, lots of guys stepping up. Aaron Mora, 18 points and 17 rebounds. Michael Mackey was 16. 8 for Jalen Gore. By the way, the all-tournament team was announced. Eagles get Michael Mackey, Jalen Gore, and Aaron Mora on that list. And for Los Lunas, Jalen Holland and Ezra Guest. So put that in the books for the Eagles as they win by 27, 58-31, and a big win here at the Artesia Tournament Championship as they take home the big trophy back to Hobbs. As we mentioned with Coach Reeves, coming up on Friday night, so the Eagles have a little bit of time to get themselves in shape and ready to go. Amarillo Tascosa is the place they'll be up in the panhandle of Texas. We'll be up there a 6 o'clock start time earlier because of the time change. So we'll have the pregame around 5:45. And, of course, you don't want to miss that action as Hobbs will come in with a 5-1 record against Tascosa. Now, we'll add the radio to those broadcasts that we have upcoming. We had to kind of change up this week due to some food truck deals that we were doing with all of our stations to raise food for the less fortunate in Lee County. So we had to do some internet stuff this week. But we will come back next Friday with Cool 95.7 on the radio, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube, both on the internet with video and audio feeds. So you get all the deluxe accommodations that you've come to expect from our broadcast at No Mark Broadcasting. We'd like to give a nice, big-time thank you to Mr. General Manager Gene Dow of the KSVP radio and TV group. He helped us out with the video this week and provided the audio on our YouTube and also on their stations, too. They were broadcasting the whole tournament here, but at the same time gave us a chance to use their video, which is stellar productions. They do a great job with all over the state producing their broadcast with TV cameras, etc. So definitely a cool deal. Gene Dow, I'd like to thank him. Again, your final score from the Bulldog Pit in Artesia, 58-31. Your Hobbs Eagles are the 2021 Artesia Tournament champions. And again, until next Friday, I'd like to thank Evie Stuber helping us out from behind the scenes tonight. We'll be back live Friday night, 5:45 pregame show against Amarillo Tascosa. Have a great rest of a weekend out there.